Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for 3 at 3. I'm Alex Coleman. We have a lot to cover, but first, a man is dead and a Bartlett police officer injured following an early morning shooting. Detectives are telling your news leader a man who was being served a narcotics search warrant opened fire. WREG's Sharita Patterson has more on what led to the violence.
For many hours, local, state, as well as federal agents were here on the scene, piecing together a shooting that left the area cordoned off for quite some time as an investigation was launched. It was just after 6 a.m. Thursday when a woman who lives here along Delwood Avenue, just off North Watkins Street, was awakened by a scary sound.
Just a bunch of shots. Just shots going off.
This Memphis mother did not want to show her face, but she did want to tell us she was not alone inside the home as her young son was there as well. As it turns out, a narcotic search warrant was being served at her neighbor's home by Bartlett police and those with the Drug Enforcement Agency when shots were fired, detectives described by the person being served. There was only one thing the woman we spoke with could do in an effort to stay out of harm's way.
We gotta get down.
Investigators say when shots were fired by the man being served, police returned fire. The man police were after was hit, sadly dying here at the scene. An officer was also struck by gunfire, having to be rushed to the hospital and is expected to be okay. This case
Just grateful and happy that they're all alive. Our lives are forever changed, but just grateful that they're alive.
Grateful. A Memphis mother sharing her thoughts tonight after the lives of her 4 children are shattered in an interstate shooting.
Brittany Ireland is bearing a burden no parent should have to endure. All 4 of her children were hospitalized after a shooting on I-240 last week. 8-year-old Kyrie, 3-year-old Antonio Jr., and her twins, 3-year-olds Ace and Zuri. The youngest one's father, who was also in the car at the time of the shooting, was also shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got to go over to Memphis this morning to talk about the sheer ignorance of the Democratic Party and black Democratic elected officials. Now, if you're not aware, there's been a rash of shootings in Memphis, which is the area that has been targeted for the National Guard to be deployed in. And again, the black leaders in the area who are the real sellouts, these are the real, like full-on Uncle Toms. No, they're not the Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom's a good guy. They the real bastards that are fighting to keep crime in the community. Now, they got every other excuse that you could talk about. Well, we don't need occupation. We need liberation. We need financial opportunities. Not understanding that you can't bring nothing into a city that's full of murder. You're not going to get people to develop jobs and bring jobs into a city that's full of murder. You're not going to get industry in a city that's full of murder. You get nothing in a city like that. But let's take a listen to what the people in Memphis have to say. And I want to say this. I'm tired of hearing people talking about the white man this, the white man that, they lynching us, they killing us, when you Negroes is running around shooting everything moving. You niggas is shooting raccoons. You Negroes is shooting squirrels. You Negroes is shooting rabbits. Y'all shooting roaches. But then you want to talk about the white man. The white man doing this to, no, you doing this to your damn self.
Good morning, everyone. Tammy Sawyer, General Sessions Court Clerk. Thank you, everyone, for convening this on this early Monday morning. As I've stated, since this announcement was made, and actually prior to the actual announcement being made, Memphis is not the place for the National Guard. No city in this country is the place for the National Guard unless there is an emergency. That's right. And we're talking tornadoes and hurricanes and storms. I was reminded the other day by an elder of the massacre at Kent State, when an unprepared National Guard found itself amongst students who were protesting the Vietnam War. That went down as a historical moment because of the lives that were lost at Kent State due to an untrained, unprepared National Guard overreacting to students using their voice to stand up for their rights and protest militarization, not just on their campus, but globally. Here's what I will say. I cannot tell any other leader in this county or this city what to do or to say. This is not about what one mayor has done or said. This is not about what one other public official has done or said, but this is about what I can do and what we can do.
That's right.
If the National Guard is going to come, and again, we never know, today the president might wake up and decide to play golf and change his mind. But if the National Guard is going to come to Memphis, let's be clear that it is going to strain the resources of a county and a city that are already in a dire economic straits.
That's right.
People ask where the money goes in the billion-dollar budgets that the city and the county and the schools have. The majority of our budgets go to retiree fundings. People who gave their lives working for the city and county retired, and it is our duty to support them.
You see, this is why all the black women get laid off everywhere. And I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. People not going to like what I got to say. This is why all the black women is being laid off everywhere under DEI. Because you got women like that who get up there and they run them out and they talk the stupidest crap on the planet. And you got all these black women in power and in control because the Democratic Party white men, the liberal white men put your black behind in power. And so now you're the mouthpiece for the whole black community? No, sir. This is the problem. In the meantime, them boys shooting everything. Broad daylight, blucker. You better run, you better slide. They got people out there running around on their face. You know how them goats get paralyzed? If you're scared goat, the goat do like this, and then they fall, and then their legs keep moving, they be running on their face. They got people running on their faces trying to get away from bullets. But she got the nerve to get up there and say, this is not the place for the National Guard because of what happened at Kent State. And it was an unprepared National Guard. And it's going to put stress on our retirement. No, heifer, what it's going to do is it's going to cut off your crime money. It's going to cut off all that 501c3 money that all these Negroes standing up there with you getting. And see, that's the problem, man. They willing to sell generations of children down the drain over money. I just wish one of them would be serious because it makes no sense. You can't tell me that with the number of murders going on in Memphis that you don't think that the National Guard should be there. After you defunded the police. Remember, all these blue cities defunded the police. Defund the police. We must defund the police now. We must defund. And so now you don't have no damn police. You don't have no police. And any police officer in his right mind, if I'm not mistaken, Memphis was the city where they just recently had 5 black cops go on trial for shooting this dude out there in the streets. And it was a big thing like 2 years ago. And nobody wants to work in your city because they know if they have to shoot a criminal, they're going to be on the TV. And then I remember this happening in Memphis because it was the first time it was all black cops that shot a suspect and all of them got persecuted. Now, I don't know the details of it. They could have been down bad for it. But all I know is that was a pivotal moment where it used to be about white cops shooting black people. Then all of a sudden, these black cops shot this criminal. And then it was, oh, my God, we're going to have them all arrested. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. No, I wouldn't be no police officer in Memphis. I wouldn't be a police officer in New Orleans. I wouldn't be a police officer in Chicago. Man. And then they throw up this freckle-faced Negro right here to tell us, oh, no, we don't need no police. What? We don't need National Guard. What? Hold on. And this is what just happened yesterday. And I'm going to tell you, I'm at the point now where here's what I believe should happen with the black community. As long as you want to have ignorant Negroes that's in power trying to keep you suppressed, I believe you should stay handcuffed and chained to them stupid politicians. If you believe that crime is not bad in Memphis and the National Guard was not going to come in and help and they can't do nothing to help you, man, I think you deserve it. And the white flight that they complain about, the white people leaving and then the white flight, they moving out. You deserve everything you get. I'm sorry, you just deserve everything you get. And you can continue to perpetuate the victimhood, continue to perpetuate everything else there is, because you allow your own people to do it to you because they got the same pigmentation of you. You let them devils, them black devils. Everybody want to talk about a white devil. These is black devils. You let black devils come in and tell you what's not in your best interest. And then you follow behind these damn black devils.
According to Memphis police, 7 shootings have been reported since last Friday morning. One incident leading to a homicide in South Memphis.
Look at these boys.
But it's one
Watch
shooting
this. Look
incident
at it.
that happened
Look
during
at it.
broad daylight
Look
Saturday
at
morning.
this.
That
Look
has
at this.
some Memphians wondering if the National Guard will make any real change.
I want you to look at this.
A shooting in broad daylight near A.W. Willis Avenue and Front Street in downtown Memphis Saturday morning has some Bluff City residents wondering if the National Guard coming will change the city's crime reputation.
No, it ain't gonna bring the change that we need to see, but it might help with the crime a little bit. But change, it's gonna take more than some police to come down here for to change the city.
We're going to Memphis.
Since President Trump uttered these words on Friday, according to Memphis police, 7 shootings were reported. In 3 of those cases, MPD made an arrest. One resulted in a homicide. Memphis resident Asaya Cobb claims the shooting incident on Saturday morning will continue with or without troops being deployed to the area.
I do feel like crime happens everywhere, but I just think it was crazy that it just happened in broad daylight like that. And I think these are targeted shootings, not just going on a rampage on people.
Jewel Simpson, a lifelong Memphis resident, believes the troops coming to Memphis is a waste of financial resources.
I don't think that it's actually about trying to help Memphis.
Of course, it's a liberal white woman.
I think that it's posturing and bullying. It's completely unnecessary.
Hold on.
Again, MPD has made 3 arrests.
Of course, it's a liberal white woman. I don't think that I think it's a waste of resources. I don't care if the little Negro children get shot. I don't like Donald Trump, and I don't care how many of you Negroes die. And then y'all coming right in league with him. It's the same thing over and over and over again. The same damn thing. I think it's a waste of resources. They go get the brother off the street with the gold teeth in his mouth who ignorant. Yeah, I don't think that this going to affect the crime. I think what it's going to do is it ain't going to stop the shootings, but it might help the crime. Yeah, shooting is a crime, Negro. And it's the same thing they said in D.C. And then D.C. didn't have no murders and no shootings. D.C. had murders. But you know what? It's 10 minutes. I wasn't planning on going along on this video. You know what? Get what you deserve. That's where America is right now. I know we want to fix these blue cities, but it's to the point where if the people don't want to help and they don't want it to be fixed, man, you just got to let them burn in hell. That's just we just got to tell them, hey man, y'all want this drama, y'all gonna burn in hell, man. You're gonna be in a living hell hole, and that's just it. That's it. You live in hell. You want to get out of hell, you're going to have to move. That's just it. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to say. This is ridiculous.